I'm gonna show you how to cook the perfect steak in just 5 minutes. First things first, choose a nice steak. You're gonna wanna find one with nice marbling. I couldn't find one with nice marbling. This is what we'll have to deal with. First step, let the steak rise up to room temperature. Bring it out of the fridge about 20 minutes before you cook it. Step 2, take a paper towel, pat it dry. Next, we're gonna season the steak with just 3 seasonings. Keep it simple. Salt, flaky salt. I feel like this flaky salt gets you a better crust at the end. Use kosher salt. That's for pork. All-purpose black pepper. Let's put that on there. Coat that. It's all gonna sear off in the pan. Garlic powder. Now we're gonna add cloves of garlic later in the frying process of the steak, but I still like adding a little bit just for a crispier crust. Generous with the seasoning. Pat that on there. Flip it over and do the same thing to the back. Once you have both sides coated, flip that over and roll the edges, and all the leftovers left on the tray. Let's go to the pan. There's one additional step I like to do if your steak has a large area of fat on the outside before you put it on the pan. Cut a few slits in it. This ensures that it doesn't curl when you put it in the high simmering heat. Now I use olive oil for frying my steaks, which most people would disagree with, saying that it doesn't have a high heat viscosity. However, I find that olive oil gives it a phenomenal crust. Now I have my stove set to about 85% of its true max heat. What you're gonna do is cook it for roughly 2.5 to 3 minutes on one side at that searing heat to get that beautiful crust, and then flip it. Once we flip it, we're gonna add some butter, some thyme, and some garlic to that, and let those flavors meld together with the steak and create a beautiful flavor. Once those herbs, I guess you can call them, are in there, you're gonna start basting, which of course my DSLR camera just can't focus on, and there you have it. Let all those herbs sit on the steak so they soak up all that buttery flavor. Once the steak is done, it's important to let it rest a few minutes. What a fine crust we have here. The trick to cutting a fine steak is cutting diagonally across the groin of it. As you're about to see, this was cooked beautifully to the perfect medium rare. Now, I certainly didn't do this on my first steak, but after a little bit of practice, I nail it just about every time. And the crowd that watched this entourage also approved. But the real important one was Lil Chef. And Lil Chef loved it.